So thank you guys for all your support. I am nearly back at break even for the year, which is great. So first of all, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinions and for education purposes only. Do consult your own financial consultant, do your own research, market research, and check your technicals. What's up dudes, dudettes, and everybody in between? Welcome to my channel where my goal is to help 1,000 people manage $10,000. And I am back this week. So last week I was on holiday, I went to Indonesia, and this week I'm back. So just a few updates on the watch list of my portfolio. Okay, I'm going to start with this closeout of the US dollar CAD. I made a little bit of money here. It's quite good. It's about 2% of my account. I got out of, okay, this is from the week before, so I'm going to cover that. So it's just this. And what happened was I was looking at a research report on the GDP numbers, and it was kind of explaining why there are certain laggard effects to GDP and why they expect GDP to be better than expected. And I kind of read it and I felt that it made a lot of sense, so I did. I exited it on the 1st of May. As you can see, I exited on the 1st of May. And this was just before the economic release because I wanted to avoid that spike. So this is not this 1st of May, so this was here. Of course, what happened was we went in, the GDP was better than normal, but there was no continuation of this downward move, so appreciation of the CAD, or if the Canadian dollar strengthens, we would go this direction, but instead we're going the other direction, and mostly this is because of the strength of the US dollar. So the US dollar has continued to strengthen quite a bit since last week, or the time we've been last updating this. As you can see, we have gone quite a while. Let's go a bit further and we can see this. So it really broke out this consolidation pattern here, and we really broke out and went a lot higher. The main beneficiaries of this is gonna be this, the Japanese yen and the Euro USD. I think these two are the main reasons why it has strengthened. But yeah, that's why DXY is where it is today. Okay, so continuing on this thesis, I'm gonna update you on the rest of it later, especially the euro, because that involves me. Okay, so I got back in because I saw this import merchandise trade data, and this came out at 12:30, so it's about 8:30 my time. I believe it will come out here as, let's see, at 8:15, so 8:30 my time. I got in just before the news release, and that is because this is the main bulk of my thesis. I believe trade balance will not be so good because of 50% of the trade goes to US, so to me it was not going to come out good, and it came out absolutely horrible. It's double the trade balance. But as you can see, during this we did not see a strong rally. Instead we just had this tiny rally here, and you know, we've been consolidating this range. We haven't been doing much. So really, I think all this has really been due to the US dollar. If you were to track this, it's almost the same. Yeah, it's just that the Canadian dollar has stayed in this range a bit longer. We did have this sudden spike to the upside, which I thought was good, but it didn't quite help us that much. So because it came back down, of course. So that's it for the US dollar CAD. I continue to remain long. I don't think my thesis is over yet. My target will be around 131, depending on where we are with the housing market in Canada. I would like to see this. If the housing market is not doing well, I might go this a bit longer, but right now the target's 131, so we'll see how we go with that. Okay. And just a quick note, if you look at this, this could be a kind of a head and shoulders pattern if you are a technical trader. Okay, so that's that, and let's go into what's next. Okay, the next thing on my agenda is going to be, let's see what's on my watch list. Euro dollar Aussie. Okay, so the euro dollar Aussie, like I mentioned just now, the Aussie has taken a bit of a beating compared to the US dollar, and I think that's really because of people just kind of flowing back into the US dollar. I don't have a COT report recently because I was using someone's analysis for the COT reports, but he hasn't published this week, so I don't have this data for you. But I suspect what's happening is money is finally flowing out of the Eurozone, and you know, it's not necessarily benefiting the US, but the US dollar has been receiving some strength. This could also be because of what we call OIS spreads, but I won't go into that. OIS spreads is the rate between the I don't want to get too technical, so I won't go through. It might explain why we have such a strong rally into the US dollar. Okay, so with that said, so my Euro thesis has not done that well. So I've been using EURAUD, and we have recovered from this position, which is great, which is very, very good. If any of you recall, I did take a short position here and I sold out here, so I wanted to get back in here, but I didn't, so unfortunately I missed this large move, but that's fine because my main position is still on, which is this. So my main position is still on, but let's see, we are not quite yet break even. I think I will add a position if we break out of this zone right here. I don't really see any pattern here. Maybe if you go to daily, yeah, I don't really see a pattern here, so I may not. I need a technical pattern to give me comfort that I have the timing right, so I probably won't. Okay, I have an 8 count on the mark, so maybe if it reaches 13, I might go in. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have any confirmation of entry, so I may or may not add to this position. But the thesis has been good. If you look at the Australian economic rates, the rate decisions remain the same. That's okay. Commodity prices came in much better than expected, which I also kind of did expect because there's a bunch of reasons for these, but this I do believe is correct. Building permits, I wasn't expecting such a good number, but it did. Exports numbers I was expecting pretty good, and it came out pretty good. Trade balance came out pretty good, so that's fine. RBA statement, I don't think it's much there. I recall reading it, but I'm not 100% certain. Okay, so going forward this week, when I look at the Canadian and the Aussie dollar, what I'm really looking at is, for Canadian dollar, I'm looking at this participation rate and employment rate. If this remains lower on change, that means my thesis is so far going to be correct, and I expect this to indeed be a red, so lower than expected. So we'll see what happens there. Australian dollar, nothing much to mention, so it's fine. Okay, XRP. Okay, XRP is kind of just bounced around in this pattern here. Look at that, just bouncing around these two levels. I did say I wanted to get into Bitcoin Cash, but I missed the move, so I didn't go into it, and Bitcoin Cash has continued to extend its move. But if you look at it as a holistic picture, we are kind of, the highest of this was about 4,000, so half would be around 2,000, which is here. So we are still below the halfway mark, and same as for XRP. So on a relative basis, they're both about the same. Oh, okay, maybe not, because this would be about 170 for halfway mark. So on a relative basis, yeah, we're not that great on XRP. But people don't like XRP because it's centralized. I disagree with that statement, but we'll see how we go. eToro recently added EOS. But EOS has been an interesting one because there is no actual fundamental, there is no underlying platform yet. It claims to be an Ethereum killer because it is free and it will allow you to create the apps practically for free, no gas required. That means you don't need to pay for transactions, which is great. but I don't. Again, its platform has not been developed yet, and I'm very skeptical to put money on this, because if the platform is not developed, then basically this is worth nothing. But if it is developed and it works well, then this is gonna be worth a lot. So this binary outcomes is not something I place a good high probability on, so I'm not gonna do this. Like I said, I like XLM better for decentralized apps, but XLM has taken a little bit of a beating as well, so I may go long on XLM here. This looks like a good point for entry. But I'll continue to monitor XLM. I'll let you guys know what I feel about this. Let's see what eToro is showing. Yeah, it's pretty much the same, so that's fine. I'll continue to monitor XLM and see how we go. Okay, Unicredit, I am hesitant to go in because it is affecting my EURAUD thesis. And this is mainly because of the Italian elections. They may be looking to going to another round in, I think it's June, and if they do go in, I think the stock market and the euro could take a beating, so I'm gonna stay out of Unicredit for the time being. Dollar Swiss is really my dollar play, but as you can see, we're already past parity, so I'm actually gonna remove this. This is no longer active. Okay, and I just added Best Buy to my list of thesis, and the reason is the earnings results came out and it did pretty well. BBY, let's see, it did pretty well. So you can see here, this is not a very well liked stock because of the Amazon effect. Amazon, as you know, is probably, as a retailer, probably gonna take these guys down, so I'm still doing my research on this. I'll let you guys know if I'm confident or I want to go long on this, but as of right now, my conviction level is not too bad. It's quite high for BBY. If anything, it's the expensive valuations, but everything in this market is really expensive right now, so okay, and I think that's all I have for my watch list. And I don't think I have anything else to update you guys. Okay, that's it. So I hope you liked that video. Do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, or watch a video recommended by YouTube here, or watch one of my videos here. Thanks.